How's it going, guys? I thought I would jump on here tonight to talk about gun pricing. And I know that that's something that I've got to be cautious about here on YouTube. And basically, what I wanted to talk about is how insane that I think some of the prices that we're seeing in the market are. And you guys, I'm sure that anytime you go out there into a lot of your shops and stuff like that, and you look around for something, especially if you're looking for something in particular, and you're just probably amazed by how much the cost is on them. And I think that gun companies in general should strongly consider what they're trying to do and who they're trying to reach. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that are, they're buying a lot of these guns at a super expensive price. I mean, go back a few years and look at the prices of AR-15s compared to what they are today, and you're going to see that prices are very fluid. And you can get some good quality firearms for very affordable prices, but especially with the 2011 craze, those things are, I guess you could say, the price on those is just almost insane. But there again, the manufacturers do what they do, and what we do is we decide what we're going to buy and what we're not going to, and that's just part of it. But I think that what's happening is you're making an entire genre out, or taking an entire genre of firearms and putting them out of reach for a lot of shooters. And I know that gun companies, they don't make guns just for, I guess you could say, to make themselves feel good. They make them to make money. And so I'm sure that they figure in a lot of the pricing structure and a lot of the other things that they do. They're a business, so they're all about trying to make money. But I think it's just a little bit nuts of what we're starting to see in some of the pricing. And even guns that don't have what you would call extremely high-end features, if you compare the prices of them today compared to some of those features from years ago, it shows again that there's some dramatic increases that are just basically unreasonable, in my opinion. But, I was sitting there, and I'm not going to call out any brands or anything like that, but there are some guns out there on the market, a couple of which that I would like to pick up myself. And then I look at the price, and there's absolutely no way I'm going to pay that kind of price that they're asking. No way. I'm not going to do it. It's nuts. I cannot justify it, and I would not justify it. I know there's tons of people out there. They'll go out there, they'll spend several $1,000s on a super custom 1911 or 2011 or whatever, and more power to them. But that's something that I'm not going to do in many cases. Don't get to bring those guns to you, but I got to have a little bit of reasonableness and a little bit of common sense. And that's the thing, whenever we go out buying, we've got to use a little bit of sense. Don't bust your budget. Don't go out and spend everything that you make just to buy that one certain firearm. It is fun. It's nice to have some of those things, but just give it time, and eventually what you'll see is the prices come down. And even if they don't, there'll be something else new out there. That is the thing that this industry is. And I'll have to say, I think that we are in the golden age of firearms. Is so many manufacturers coming out there, some of them coming out with some great stuff. But even firearms that used to be more affordable, the prices on them are starting to creep up. And I think that there's good manufacturers out there making good guns at reasonable prices, but even theirs is starting to creep up. And I know part of it is just inflation, and I think part of it also is just simple greed. But there again, people are going to do what they do. People are going to buy what they buy, and companies are going to do what companies do. It's all about that bottom line for the companies. But anyways, guys, it's just a short video. I really don't know what else to say other than, as I'd mentioned, don't go out there and spend every penny you make just on that one certain one. You got to have a life. You got to have a place to live. You got to cover your bills. Don't bust your budget just to get us a new gun, or any kind of a firearm or anything like that, just depending on what your hobby is. Obviously, this is a gun channel. We're going to talk about guns. But don't go out. Don't bust your entire budget. If it comes down between paying rent or buying a new gun, obviously you pay your rent, pay your mortgage payment, whatever. Because if you don't have a place to sleep, is that gun really worth it? Not to me. But anyways, guys, that's just a few of my thoughts. Let me know yours down in the comments below. Also, guys, I don't know how many of you all had seen recently that I've done a couple of live videos, and those were basically just trial runs. We're going to be doing some more in the future to where we can just sit around and talk. You guys can send messages and we can just sit around and talk. And I'll try to do some, I guess you could say some announcements as far as when those are going to be. I hadn't really set any times or dates yet, but they'll be coming up. But guys, just a quick video for the night. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Check out the rest of the videos on my channel. Be sure to like and share the video. We have grown quite a bit lately, over 50,000 subscribers. And I still want to continue to grow. Guys, we'll see you next time.